Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 15th of August. I'm going to give you the key strands to look out for, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to share with you each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces in greater detail. Now, this is a week when Mars is very much at the center of the celestial story. And this is because he is going to be moving into a new home on Saturday. But Mars usually takes 45 days or 6 weeks to transit through each zodiac sign. But when it moves into Gemini on Saturday, it's going to be there for 7 months and 6 days. So a really extended period of time. This is because every 2 years Mars goes into a retrograde. Last time it was in the sign it governs of Aries. This time Gemini, very much about how we interact, particularly in terms of our communication, can bring more drama, can also push us to get a bit fitter and more active in the months to come. However, this week does begin with a rather limiting opposition between the Sun and Saturn. Perhaps there's a relationship issue that does need very carefully considering. But Mars is going to be squaring up with the Sun this week and also embracing the quarter moon in Taurus on Friday. And that's saying to us not to be too impulsive when it comes to our romantic situation. Funnily enough, Venus, also in the glamorous Leo, along with the Sun, is forging a beautiful link with Jupiter, the planet of fortune. Now, maybe it is the case that with Jupiter going backwards, we could be feeling a little bit less optimistic, but these two planets are known as the greater and lesser benefics. So the two planets of fortune. So something positive can still come through at the heart of this week. But it is true that Mercury, in its home zone of Virgo, does go into an opposition with Neptune later this week. So if we are planning anything that requires some precision, we really need to concentrate. But if there is something we want to work towards that's much more tangible, the angle between Mars and Pluto before it moves into Gemini is actually very, very good for worldly stuff, as long as we use the passion and power of that combination in the right kind of way. So we're not trying to just get what we need from a situation, but if we work in a productive way and very systematic and step by step, the passion and the willpower of that combination can really bring some results. But later in the week, yes, we have that transition of Mars into Gemini. Now, if you'd like to check out my deep dive video, please see the link beneath this video. But also on Saturday, Mercury enters its shadow period. It won't go into retrograde in the sign of Libra until the 9th of September, but it is going to next week move into the sign of Libra. It's in Virgo at the moment, so just be aware that when it comes to those communications, the need for clarity is vital, but the passion of Mars moving into Gemini will certainly give us all a little bit more capacity to articulate our ideas or ventilate our ideas in a positive way. And please stay with me now for each of your 12 zodiac signs. If you would like to embrace more serious astrology, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can give you a roadmap that can guide you for the rest of your life. Also, my special package of 30% off. If you order now, I'll give you your year 2023 personal forecast plus the rest of this year 3. Please see the link beneath this video. And finally, I've raced through the 101,000 subs mark. I'd be so grateful if you've yet to subscribe if you did so now. If you have already, thank you so much for your support. But please click or tap on the bell notification symbol if you've yet to do so. So Capricorn, your week commencing the 15th of August forecast sees some contrasts, perhaps even as strong as paradoxes. On one hand, Pluto in your sign, in its angle to Mars, is so galvanizing, so powerful and passionate, it can only push you forwards. But the Sun's opposition with Saturn can create a sense of inhibition or restriction. I think the best thing to do this week is probably focus on the things you can directly influence with your creative talents, not necessarily the things that will cost money. It's also true that Venus and Jupiter forge a very providential link, which could mean that someone close to you, perhaps a family member, could in some way be very generous or helpful, or perhaps you're going to make some changes to your home, perhaps even decoratively, or perhaps to do with furnishings in a way which really pleases you. The quarter moon, which occurs on Friday, however, sees the moon move up and meet with Mars. So that can be quite a volatile combination, but in your fifth house. So that's seeing you wanting to play and perhaps socialize and be more free-spirited. But the Sun's position at this point is perhaps pushing you to think about what this means, what the politics of your situation is, just when you want to just be in the moment. So that could create a little bit of tension as well. Now, of course, on Saturday, Mars arrives in Gemini. And the great news for you is that through to March the 25th next year, excluding October and November this year, I think your vitality can really leap. This can see you becoming much more virtuous about what you eat and drink, the level of exercise you take, or perhaps really trying to find a job which gives you a lot more personal satisfaction if you're in one at the moment which doesn't give you that. But at the end of this week, Mercury goes into its pre-retrograde shadow period, and for you it's in the part of your horoscope to do with travel. If you are wanting to break out and do something over the weekend a little bit more spontaneously, just be aware that Neptune is influencing that Mercury position, and that can create some confusion. It can even create some deception. So important, if you're buying or selling anything online, you proceed with a degree of care.